A time, in a land of forests and castles, there lived a poor farmer and his kind-hearted wife. They had everything but one thing they truly desired: a child. For many years, they prayed and hoped until one day, the wife finally became pregnant. Behind their small cottage, there was a high wall that enclosed a beautiful garden full of herbs, fruits, and flowers. It belonged to a powerful and mysterious sorceress named Mother Gothel, who allowed no one to enter. The wife often looked out of the window and admired the garden, especially a patch of green, leafy plants called Rapunzel. The moment she saw it, she craved it so badly that she could think of nothing else. She grew pale and weak from longing. "If I don't eat some of that Rapunzel," she told her husband, "I fear I may die." Worried and determined to save his wife, the husband waited until nightfall and climbed over the wall into the forbidden garden. He quickly plucked a handful of Rapunzel leaves and brought them back to his wife. She made a delicious salad and ate it eagerly. But the next day, her craving doubled. So once again, the husband sneaked into the garden, but this time he was caught. From the shadows, the sorceress appeared. "How dare you steal from my garden?" she shrieked, her eyes burning like fire. Terrified, the man begged for mercy and explained his wife's condition. The sorceress paused, then said coldly, "You may take as much Rapunzel as you like, but in return, you must give me your child when it is born." The man was horrified, but out of fear and desperation, he agreed. When the baby girl was born, the sorceress appeared immediately, named her Rapunzel, and whisked her away. She raised Rapunzel as her own, hidden from the world. When the child turned 12, the sorceress locked her inside a tall tower deep in the heart of the forest. The tower had no doors and no stairs, only one small window high up near the top. As Rapunzel grew older, she became more beautiful each year. Her hair, long and golden like sunshine, reached all the way to the ground. Mother Gothel visited her every day. To reach the window, she would stand at the bottom of the tower and call out, open quote, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair that I may climb without a stair." Close quote. Hearing this, Rapunzel would let her long braid fall out of the window, and the sorceress would climb up like a ladder. Rapunzel lived a lonely life. She sang to pass the time, brushed her hair, watched the birds, and dreamed about the world she had never seen. She had never walked through a forest or spoken to another human being besides Mother Gothel. One day, a young prince was riding through the woods. He heard a beautiful voice singing a sweet song. Enchanted, he followed the sound and came to the tower. He saw no door, only a window high above, and waited in hiding. Soon he saw the old sorceress arrive. "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair," she called. He watched, amazed, as a golden braid came down and the woman climbed up. After she left, the prince tried the same words. Open quote, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." Close quote. To his delight, the braid came down and he climbed up. At the top, Rapunzel was frightened to see a stranger. But the prince spoke kindly and told her he had heard her singing and couldn't stay away. He told her about life outside, the skies, rivers, mountains, and other people. They became friends and soon fell in love. The prince began visiting her every evening after the sorceress had gone. He brought her silk thread, and they planned to weave a ladder so Rapunzel could one day escape. But Rapunzel was innocent and didn't know how to keep secrets. One day she asked Mother Gothel, "Tell me, Mother, why is it that you are so much heavier to pull up than the prince?" Mother Gothel's face turned white with rage. "What did you say?" she screamed. She realized Rapunzel had betrayed her. In a fit of fury, she grabbed scissors, cut off Rapunzel's long hair, and cast her into a desolate forest far away. That evening, when the prince returned and called for Rapunzel, the sorceress let down the cut braid. As he climbed into the window, she stood waiting. "You'll never see her again," she hissed, and with a cruel laugh pushed him from the tower. The prince fell into a patch of thorns. Though he survived, the thorns scratched his eyes and he became blind. Heartbroken, he wandered the forests, living on wild berries and rainwater. He searched for Rapunzel, calling her name through valleys and hills. Though he could not see, he followed his heart. Many months later, in a remote forest, Rapunzel was living in a small cottage. She had given birth to twins, a boy and a girl. One day, as she sat outside singing a lullaby, a blind man stumbled into the clearing. Hearing the familiar voice, Rapunzel rushed to him. "Rapunzel?" he whispered. "Yes, yes, it's me," She cried and hugged him tightly. Her tears of joy fell into his eyes, and like magic his sight returned. The prince looked at her and smiled, full of wonder. "I knew I'd find you," he whispered. He took her and their children back to his kingdom, where they were welcomed with open arms. They were married in a grand celebration and lived in a beautiful castle filled with music, laughter, and love. Rapunzel, once locked away, became a wise and gentle queen. She never forgot the tower, but she also never forgot the power of courage, kindness, and hope. And as for the wicked sorceress, she vanished, never to be seen again. And they all lived happily ever after.